Well, welcome to the Woodland, and why 36 exposures in this video, and because I'm concentrating on compositions, we'll go back to the computer and explain why 36 exposures. Well, just before I explain the background to this video, I have replaced my Pocket Osmo. I got a bargain off Amazon, a used Pocket 2 for £244, and I'm well happy with it. And it was missing the manual, and it had got a few, or it has got a few little marks on it, but otherwise it's got all the accessories it should have, and I've tested it and it's in perfect working condition, and it's filming this scene now. So I'm well happy about that. Now in this video I did use the Nikon D850 to do the video footage, and it was a bit of a mare actually, because to try and video and also take still shots with the same camera is not easy. And the video footage I'm not happy with, because I didn't change the settings. I left the camera on the same video settings, and you can see some of the videos are blown out because I should have reset. So apologies for the video. It's not the camera, it's the operator that's done some errors here. So why 36 exposures? Well, I'm pretty sure you know what's coming here. So I'm trying to improve my photography, and I've been trying for the past few years, and I think this year it's moved on somewhat, but there's still lots and lots of room for improvement. And one of the challenges that I've been working on for the past couple of years is to take less images, on the basis that less is more, and this is true. So if I give you an example, if we go back 2 years, 2020, I went to Wyoming Brook Nature Reserve just outside Sheffield, and went there for a morning visit and took 377 images. Far too many. Yeah, there's no location I'm aware of that you can go to, and there's that many great compositions that require you to take 377 shots. That's one of my bad habits, or was one of my bad habits, to just go to a location and machine gun it. Yeah, absolutely machine gun it. Not good. And it's not good because when you come home and put that on the screen, you've got 377 images to process, and some of those are duplicates. Because another bad habit I've got is I'll take a shot and then I'll take another one just in case. Just in case what? What? Why just in case? It's the same shot. There might be a bit of a different movement in foliage or water, but it's the same shot, and I'll take another one. Oh, just in case. And that starts to fill your hard drive up, and that starts to give you 377 shots. 15 gigabytes of files, and that was on the Nikon D810. So I've definitely moved forward in taking less images, but I still feel there's a way to go. So I looked at my Nikon D850, and its current memory card configuration will take it'll take 536 raw images. And I thought 36 film days, when we used to get that cassette spool, load it in, wind it in, and it would give us 36 exposures, sometimes 37 or even 38 if we're lucky, and Boots would have to print that extra print for you. Anyway, so I thought, okay, let's go into a woodland and try and limit myself to just doing 36 exposures, because when I think back to film days, I was very much, you was kind of restricted, and I think we took more care because, we've took 10, we've only got 26 left. Got to be careful now what we take. So I think we kind of was more disciplined in what we took around us, and I wanted to try and emulate that by going out into a woodland. And I did use the word try there, didn't I? Let's hold that thought. So let's join the video, and once again, apologies for the quality of the video, and the images themselves, there's not going to be anything dramatically amazing here, but this is more about trying to get that discipline of taking a limited number of shots. Let's see how we get on. I've got a shot here of a yellow autumnal tree that's just sitting in the middle of a load of pine trees. And I've walked around it for about 10 minutes trying to get a nice shot of it, and it's very difficult to photograph because it's literally nestled in between all these tall pine trees. So I'm going to take this shot. I don't know if it works or not. Well, let's look at this image then, and it doesn't quite work for me with this one. I like the vertical of the trees surrounding the yellow tree, and I like the green foliage in the foreground against the dead bracken, but it just don't float my boat. I've changed this to horizontal now, and I'm going to do a pano and see how that comes out. So on the right hand side, I've got this of the pano, there's going to be this shadow that's casting up the path. Then we've got the yellow tree. Then on the left of the shot, we've got a deep concentration of pine trees just there. So that's going to be the left of the shot, and the right with those shadows. Let's see how this comes out. Okay, so this pano doesn't work either for me. It's very much an image of two halves. So if we look in the middle, you've got the tree trunk right in the middle there breaking up the image, and it breaks it into two separate compositions for me, and neither of the compositions are strong. So on the left hand side, we've kind of got this mass grouping of pine trees, and that would be the shot on the left of the image if you was going to take a single shot. And then on the right, you've got the shadows going up the path and that yellow tree in. But all three of the shots, the pano and the two single shots are very weak compositions. Right, I've been walking around for quite a time now, and I can see lots of subjects to put in an image. I can see shadows, we've got sunlight, but bringing it together is a bit of a challenge. But look at this gorgeous tree, and we've got golden browns, we've got oranges, the light's catching on it, but I'm going to try this composition, and it's a loose composition. We've got this branch will be in the bottom of the foreground, and then the tree at the top. I might crop the sky out, I'm not sure, but there's lots of subjects around this, scattered around this woodland, but bringing them into a composition is really tricky. We're not doing very well here. I don't like this one either, to be honest. I love the golden tree. That golden tree looked really nice, but the foreground's very messy. That branch don't work, so it's another, yeah, this one's not a keeper either. Oh dear, what a morning. Let's move on. I bet it's a pano. It is a pano. I need another drink. Well, surprise, surprise, it's now making a pano. I'm going to put this tree on the left hand side of a pano, and on the right hand side we're going to look off into the distance down the woodland path where we've got some nice group of trees in the distance. I think it's going to work. Let's just see. Let's see if it does. Very similar to the last pano in that this fails because it's broken up in the middle, so it doesn't work as a pano. Again, I love that tree on the left, and probably the tree on its own makes a nice, okay shot, but the right hand side is just that the light's just not there for me. So another fail. Crikey. Need to find something that works. Another pano. Complications with this one, we've got the road in the background. So we start at the left there, making his way around through some colour, and we'll end on some colour on the right hand side. And I quite like this. I just need to take the shot when there's no traffic coming round. So let's get this one in the bag. 21 exposures later, and finally I've got a shot I like. I love the light there coming through the woodland path, lighting it up, colours on either side, colour in the background, and for me this shot really works, and I'm pleased with that. Thank God I've got something in the bag after 21 exposures. Crikey. What's coming next? Okay, so I've got this shot that I've just taken because the light changed really quickly. So you'll see in front there's a very aged autumn tree, and that had sunlight on it, so when you see the image the sun was catching that, and we've got this light in the background as well, which keeps coming in and out, but the sun's now moved around and off that tree, and it's gone to illuminate something else, and it's really interesting how the light moves and turns off one composition and turns on another. Fascinating to watch, frustrating if you've missed the shot. Unfortunately, I just got this shot. Loving the diagonal light in this, the diagonal sunlight coming from the top of the image down, cutting through that autumnal tree bush, and then finally landing on the dying bracken in the left hand corner there. I've got to say though, this did look better in real life than I've managed to process it, but still a likeable shot. Not stunning, but likeable. Maybe a keeper. Well, for this one I've cut right into the bush. Not exactly the bush, but I've come off the path and I saw this little autumnal tree, and I've been walking around for about 15 minutes trying to bring it into a shot, and I've got this composition, and there's a lot of images today. I don't know whether they're going to work or not, and it's not God rays, this is lens flare that we've got on the lens, but it's creating some nice light. If I just tilt it down, you can see it disappears. If I tilt the camera back up, it comes back in, but it's giving quite a nice effect. And I think when I process it, I'll be able to bring out that lens flare, and it will look like God rays, even though it's not. And if I take the God rays away, look, we get a clearer shot. And in fact, I'm going to take that without the flare. But if I move my hand back in, the flare comes back. So I'm going to take a shot like that, and we'll compare both shots and see which one I like. And I quite like that because it's kind of got misty in the background, and as you move your hand there, you're altering the degree of lens flare that the camera's seeing. So let's see what these look like. I think I'm going to make this the last shot because I don't want another video that's long. Now I really love this shot. I love the backlit autumn colours of that tree. I love the way the light, I've been able to manipulate the light. So that wasn't the natural light. I've used that lens flare, and in this one I've took the lens flare away. But I really love this shot. This is probably my favourite shot of this shoot, and it just shows experiment. You've got nothing to lose, and this was an experiment. Okay, on the way back, walking back to the car, I came across this scene, and I felt this scene had legs, and it certainly did have legs. And I did a lot of moving around here, changing the composition, moving back, moving forward, changing the position of yet another autumnal golden tree. And yeah, thank God this capped off the morning, these few compositions here. Loving that light, again, diagonal light coming in from the right hand side, illuminating that bush. Wider shot, which works. I think all these images of this last scene do work in their own right, whether vertical or horizontal. I cannot pick my favourite shot from all these images. Oh, 41 exposures. What happened there? Well, as you can see, we've gone a bit festive for the closing of the video. And so there we went over 41 exposures. So you've got to imagine I had an imaginary spare film in my pocket for that, and it was very challenging, and I did walk by quite a few images that I probably would have took before I'd put myself in this mindset of trying to take less images. So I did get some value from this for sure, but when I next go out, the question will be, will I remember, thanks, will I remember to actually get into that mindset? That's going to be the challenge, because it's very easy to go to a location and get carried away, particularly if you've got digital, which allows you to take that many shots. So it was a good experience, a good challenge for me, and I did like some of the shots. Some of the shots really did work, and some didn't. I really did like the shot where I was using the lens flare. I really like that image. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching all my videos if you've watched one or two of them, because I do know that people won't always watch every video that's put out, because there might be some videos that appeal to some people and they don't appeal to others. So thank you if you've watched one of my videos. Massive thank you if you subscribe to the channel. It's gradually growing and I do appreciate that. And you know, if you find this content interesting, then why not follow me into 2023 to see how I carry on trying to improve my photography. So have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and go out and take some shots. And but remember, less is more. I'll see you later.